video is clear. If it is clear, you can just write clear in the chat box. Right, chat box पे लिख दो, right, if my audio and video is clear. फटाफट फटाफट बता दीजिए गाइज, जो भी जनता कनेक्टेड है हमारे साथ यूट्यूब पे और जूम पे, राइट, क्या मेरी ऑडियो और वीडियो क्लियर है? राइट, क्या मेरी ऑडियो और वीडियो क्लियर है? मुस्कान कह रही है मैं तो यूट्यूब पे जाके बताऊंगी सर को कि सर का ऑडियो वीडियो क्लियर है कि नहीं। बहुत बढ़िया मुस्कान, जो भी जनता, राइट, बहुत बढ़िया मुस्कान। यूट्यूब पे भी बता दीजिए जनता, हम आप ही का वेट कर रहे हैं। ऐसे 505 एक्सटर्नल कंफर्मेशन दे दीजिए, जल्दी जल्दी दे दीजिए। अच्छा, कोई कह रहा है आप स्मार्ट लग रहे हो, थैंक यू जी। हाँ, बड़े दिनों बाद किसी ने तारीफ की है। ओके, चलो ग्रेट, happy to see all of you guys. Right, so this session is relating to the group discussion out, how you're going to be doing a group discussion and what all things are important when you're going to be doing a group discussion out. Now before I start in, right, few ground rules, very important. Let me just give you some basics of a group discussion. यहाँ पे हम लोग एक mock interview round लेंगे which is going to be related to a case study based group discussion out. So a lot of companies for their selections, they are going to be conducting a group discussions out. Mostly you'll find out the companies like Vedanta, Hero Motocorp, right? यहाँ पे group discussions होते हैं. And sometimes the companies which are hiring for a management trainee role or a finance role, they are going to be conducting a group discussion round. So here what we are going to be doing is, we are going to be giving you a group discussion topic. A case study based topic is going to be given to you. And after that is done, you'll be given 5 minutes to discuss it out. So we will be selecting 10 random participants from Zoom. These people are going to be doing a group discussions. Others, those who are watching this on YouTube, you can just note down and think what are the points you could have said if you would have been in their position. At the end, I'm going to be giving them a feedback, and then I'm going to be telling out what is the correct way or right way or wrong way to do this group discussion. Okay? The format is very simple. Now, very important, right? Whenever you're going to be sitting for a group discussion, right, you should keep your notes handy for the group discussion which is there. Right, those who are my already students, I've given a very good pager for a group discussion. That is something which you can use it out. Others, those who are watching this video, up description mein you will find out the case study, and you will be also be able to find out the detailed things which is related to the group discussion which is there. Now let me select few participants randomly, right? Those who are going to be ready for a group discussion out. Okay, so जो interested है for a group discussion can raise their hands. First 12 participants will be given a chance to participate it out. First 12 participants will be given a chance to participate in a group discussion. Okay, got it. I think we have selected first 12 participants. We have Smith, we have Himangini, we have Zorain, we have CM Reddy, we have Mehak, Dev, Govind, Amruta, Muskan, Naman, Anshika, Shruti, and Varun. Right? So we have this many people out. Those who are going to be doing a group discussion round. Others, just request you to please participate when the group discussion round is going on. ठीक है स्वाति, आपको अभी सिलेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे बिकॉज यू रेज्ड योर हैंड लेट, बट डेफिनेटली वी विल बी हैप्पी टू सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. ओके, तो बाकी लोग आर रिक्वेस्टेड टू कीप देयर वीडियोस ऑफ, राइट, सो दैट वी कैन सी दो पीपल दोज हु आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग आर ओनली ऑन द स्क्रीन. Others, those who are not participating, can keep their videos off so that all the people those who are participating are only on a one specific screen which is there. Chalo, great. So now let me share a case study with all of you guys. This is a case study based group discussion round. Now understand, right? Case study based group discussion round requires your analytical thinking. Do not rush to the answers directly. Do not rush to the points. Number 2, ground rule of a group discussion. Put it in your head very clearly. What is the ground rule of a group discussion? Whatever I'll speak, I'll add a value to a discussion. Value का मतलब होता है कुछ अच्छा बोलना है, right? Don't speak nonsense. Number 3, right, keep an eye on your time and ensure that you are able to get a proper chance to speak out whenever you have the chances there. Number 4, you need to fight for your turn. सामने वाला नहीं बोलेगा भैया ले ले, right? This is not going to be happening. You need to fight for your chance. Okay, let us discuss the case study. I'll be sharing the case studies with you guys in the chat, right? And also I'm going to be reading the case study out. Okay, let me just share the case studies in the chat. The case study is shared with you guys in the chat box. The people those are on a Zoom can see it out. I'll be also sharing a screen so that the people can read it out loud. I'll be happy if Anshika Sharma, if you don't mind, right, if you could just unmute yourself and read a case study loud for all of us.
Sure, sir. Okay. So you all are appointed as senior associate in the risk assurance department. Due to the pandemic, a client operating their business in FMCG sector is facing several issues, which are as follows. First, the entire production schedule is disturbed for being an industry. Government guidelines allow the company to work, but it has to adhere to the rules of social distancing, which force the company to operate at 50% capacity. Second, few people of the labor workforce have migrated back to their hometown. Third, the compliance is becoming difficult since the staff is absent. Record keeping is becoming difficult even though the deadlines are extended by the government order. It is buying the client a very short amount of time to ensure the deadlines are met. Fourth, there's a liquidity crunch creating a huge bottleneck in the payment process. Also, transport has slowed down majorly. Fifth, the audit of the financial statement has to be done, but since the lockdown was implemented at March end, accounting staff is unable to make closing entries and verify the correctness of balances, which will hamper the audit process since the financial statement to be provided are not ready. Since the FMCG is an essential service, the demand has not fallen as supply has. Hence, the production has to be fixed ASAP. Following are the ratios of the company. A, current ratio 1.2 is to 1. B, liquid ratio zero point 0.9 is to 1. Looking at the above mentioned issues, you all being the team members of the assurance team, stay to have a meeting and come to a conclusion, stating 5 immediate actions that are needed to be taken, which will help the company to tackle all of them as early as possible. You are allowed to make suitable assumptions.
Okay, great. I think every one of you have read the case study. I've also shared the case study with you guys. Now you are the person who's going to be part of a group discussion round. Others, those who are watching me on a YouTube live, you'll be able to find out the case study in the description itself. Right. I'll be giving you 5 minutes of a time to prepare on this. Right. Currently, the time is 7:52. We'll start the group discussion at 7:57. Right. 7:57 will start the group discussion round. This group discussion is going to be for 20 minutes. And after that is done, I want one person to conclude the group discussion round. I hope the instructions are clear, right? The people, those are sitting here, your time starts now. Please start reading the case studies. And after that is done, you'll be starting for a group discussion round. This is a real case study which was given in one of the interview, which was related to FMCG company.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. Anshika Sharma this side. Hello to all the fellow participants. Thank you so much, Mr. Shivam, for giving us this opportunity so that we can discuss on a case study which you have provided. So, just a brief about the case study which we are discussing. So, the major issue is regarding the scenario of pandemic, where a client in the FMCG sector is facing a lot of problem because of the guidelines which government has put in place, keeping in mind the pandemic situation. So, talking about the first issue, which is regarding the operation which is done at 50% capacity as per the government guidelines, I think this is something which can be bifurcated, and then we can come to a solution. Like this is a policy which the government has implemented, and we have to follow this 50-50% rule. So I guess what we can do is regarding this 50% operation is the persons or the employees who are required to work with files or with Excel sheets, they can work from home. We can have put in place a system through which we can actually make them work from home, and so that our work is also not hindered. Whereas the employees who are included in the manufacturing part, or who necessarily require their physical presence in the office or at the site, they can start with coming to the office, and they might comprise of that 50% who are allowed to come to the workplace.
I would like to
Thanks,
add
Anshika.
something.
But
Hello.
What you just proposed
Pandemic, I
regarding the
think this
work
is
from
a
home setup, na? So we have to go step by step. Like first of all, we'll have to in the first week or so, we'll have to call upon the management personnel, that is the accounting and finance department people, so that they can come up and because they'll need the files for creating a server. Like most how we would tackle this is we would create an online server on which everything would be uploaded from the office itself. All the hard copies can be shifted to soft copies on the server itself, and then in the first 3 or 4 days or a week if it takes so, we'll shift the hard copy work structure to the soft copy and upload it on the server. So first of all, that can be done for the compliances and the audit issue, right? Because two of the issues enlisted, one is the compliances.
Also, we need
One
to
of the
make
issue
sure
of the
that
labor.
closing entries get done as soon as possible. And as an auditor, we need to have a special consideration on those facts, because there is a good chance that they can conduct fraud in that one.
I think
But
there is
one of the
issue as a
everything,
labor
but the
workforce has
but
been
guys,
indicated
issue here
that
is
from
the
their
production
hometown. So
capacity.
we
If we
divide the
sort that
workforce
one out,
into
company will be
shifts.
able to. Guys, I guess this is getting a bit chaos. So, by
Get
guys,
one by one.
I think we shouldn't ignore the fact that the demand is continuously increasing. That see, and yeah, and since we are the FMCG unit, we need to cater the supply, and since we are working at the 50% capacity, what I think what can one of solution could be, since as Anshika said that we can take an assumption that the company will be working for an 8-hour shift, that the manufacturing workers. What we can do is we can divide that 100% workforce into 50 to 50. Those 50 who are working can take up the first slot of 8 hours, and another 50 can take up the another 8-hour slot and can
Shruti,
do a overtime
that's
or a
not how
night
the
shift.
roster
One
works.
of the
I-
solution
I,
is
It is not how
I
the
agree
roster
with
works.
Shruti.
According
I
to
think
the
that
But
one
two
way
major
like
I
things
said
that
mitigate the
you
impact
need
of
Guys,
workforce
immediate
shortage
action
and
is the
ensure that
I
fact
critical
request
that
production
guidelines
everybody.
work
process
I
according to the
request
attendance.
everybody.
So speak one by
Guys,
one, I think.
See,
no
guys,
one is
everybody.
no one is
So I
audible.
think
This
this
discussion
way,
mode
way
Shruti rather
nobody
than
else
one by
would
one.
get the
chaos
time to
here.
speak.
guys,
So I think just
guys.
let everybody speak. So I agree
Yeah,
with Shruti here. So guys,
yeah.
this is a serious problem for us. The current ratio is like 1.2 is to 1, liquid ratio is 0.9 is to 1. We are not able to meet our liquidity as well. So I think our first priority should be how do we increase our manufacturing, because our manufacturing is only 50% capacity, but
Mehak,
our demand has not
Mehak,
decreased. The demand
I
is
Mehak,
100%. So
Mehak,
I
we
would
need to
but
get
just
partly
a
choose to
second.
You are
agree with
correct
what you're
there.
trying to
Suggesting
say
three,
because
I'm
contractual
First
suggesting
one of the
three
issues
solutions
record
here.
keeping and the
What we
I
can
compliance.
would
do is,
partly choose to agree with
firstly,
that
we
because
have
all we
to
are trying to focus is just on the labor
No, no,
migration
Smith,
problem as well as
wait.
the
I was
liquidity
speaking
problem.
something. You cannot just cut me off. Just
No,
wait.
no,
I have
I'm
three
not cutting you
solutions
off.
here.
I just
Wait.
wanted
I
to
have
add
three
a point as
solutions
well.
here.
Hold
You
on,
Yeah,
can
please
add
go
it
ahead.
afterwards. You can add it afterwards. Not a problem. So we
Mehak,
have three
carry
solutions.
on, Mehak.
Yeah.
Guys.
So
Go one by one, na?
I am proposing three solutions here. What we can do is, as Shruti said, we can actually bifurcate the workforce as well. And I also think we have to collaborate with other factories as well so as to increase our operational capacity. Second is we have to have a
provide the facilities to the laborers as well, since they are migrating. So we need to stop them. So, somebody is there to, serve at the factories as well. So maybe a better place to where they can live, and they do not find the need to migrate to their places. And thirdly would be that, wait.
Hi, Mac.
As
We
Yeah.
can
you
also
think
do
about
one
it,
thing,
to
na?
about the
Because
for the third
operational
point,
facts.
I think as you mentioned, Mehak,
Synchronization.
is, I think
Every factory is facing the same
And
problem.
don't have
Zorin,
technical
what you're
person to
going
answer.
to
about
Can
to
interview
speak
even
after
with the
Mehak,
purity.
right?
Just a
Can I
minute,
go
just a
ahead?
minute.
Thank
Guys,
you.
we can
So
go
guys,
ahead.
what I was trying to mention is,
Yes,
Guys,
as a,
it's
creating a
getting
late
chaotic.
guys, can we
Yes,
just
great.
can we just go one by one,
Hi,
right?
hi.
I think everyone who has not spoken once can try to speak, and then we all can interrupt and have our
Yes,
own
Mac,
points,
go
right?
on, please.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
go on,
as a
please.
matter of fact, I think I partly agree with what Mehak said, but as we look at the broader problem, I see 5 points mentioned as under, and the basic solution to the entire thing is business process re-engineering. Because if you see, transformation is the only way how we can solve this problem. Because as it's mentioned that the demand side is not a problem. So for sure, the company is facing a crisis and not the industry. Now to just narrow down and just put 3 points. First, if you see that our working capital cycle and our cash to conversion cycle is something that looks quite fizzy right now, because if you see that we have a liquidity ratio of 0.9 is to 1, that clearly shows that the number of assets are not equivalent to those of liabilities. So if we try to boil that down, that clearly boils down to working capital problem as well as cash to conversion problem. So if we try to reduce the period of retention, that can be a thing. Two more solution, I think I'll allow other participants to go ahead. So the other thing which I think can be a major thing is the labor welfare policies. I completely understand that the government has given, I think the government has given some restrictions, but if you also see that the labor is also migrating. So if so, we as a company are not able to retain our labor and give them the appropriate work. So that can be a thing. And lastly, Zoran, I think I'll help you go ahead. Just my last point. And if you also see that the financial statements are also not ready, so that clearly indicates a governance problem as well, because the auditors want to audit, but we don't have our things compiled. So these are the broader three issues. I think I'll let the floor over.
But
Zoran,
what is the
Zoran,
solution,
just a
right?
minute.
We are working on the
I guess-
solution here.
One by one.
Point out the
here.
problem with what Mehak said and
think
Smith
we
said.
are-
I'll just point that out and then
just
you
a
can
bit,
go ahead.
Zoran, you already
Just-
got your point.
just a minute.
I was cut in the
I
middle
would think we are
as
going
well.
along, right?
I wasn't crying
we
out loud,
are a-
please don't cut me in the middle. But see, the
just
point is, if
just a minute.
there is someone, if someone is proposing something which is not apt for our industry, that needs to be addressed as well now. We can't wait for everyone's chance only and then we'll get done with our 20 minutes and then we won't have reached a solution. That's what I'm saying. I do not have a
Guys,
problem with
let's
Mehak or
set up the
Smith for
priority, guys.
Achha,
everyone's
let's come
chances.
into the topic. I
Let's
think
set
we
up-
are
answer
getting
all
the
the
topic at wrong sense.
If you look at the
We
problem
are
now,
actually the service provider and we
There
are
is a
providing the
five
service to the
problem,
client. So what we can suggest the best five thing. First of all, we need to comply with the financial statement. So what we can do, we can ask our client to hire someone, or we can hire someone from our own department, or we can ask the client to outsource someone and just let the financial entries done at a priority first thing. And we can suggest about their what is the problem. First is the capacity problem. So what we can do, we can outsource, or either way we can agree with the Shruti of giving the slot wise allotment. So this can be the solution which we provide to the client. And
Zoran,
also
go ahead.
is a liquidity.
I
just
think
last-
I think this
there
is
is no need
already
of
gone on a
prioritizing.
100%
Just
capacity
let
now.
me
Just
let me
last
say one
no
thing,
need
then
of
I won't disturb.
Clearly mentioned
I
the
won't
ratios
disturb the
that
group
we are
discussion.
So they
Gaurav,
are also operating at a
We
100%
cannot do the audit
capacity.
by the
Firstly,
internal
how
employees
to-
also
we
now.
have the
You have to
minus
hire
slot
the
by
individual
slot.
person.
See,
Yeah.
you guys
Because
need to
you
read the
know,
COVID-19
to give
guidelines.
incentives to
According
the
to the
employees,
COVID-19
When you
guidelines,
see the COVID time
you
now,
have to
Why
maintain
we
a
don't
roster.
use the cross training
Guys,
employees,
guys,
train
please
employees to
give me
perform
a
the
minute.
multiple
No
functions?
one is
wait,
audible. No one is audible.
Chaotic again.
Zoran,
Guys,
let
Talk one by
Reti
one.
speak. Let Reti speak.
Zoran, you
Then
have
we can
already
move on to
completed.
Varun.
Zoran.
Then we can
Yeah.
move on to Naman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let
Gaurav.
Reti
Yeah,
speak.
Gaurav.
But
First
okay,
of
but
all,
Go
we
on.
have
what
to
I
arrange
I
the
have
cash
been finding all of you as everyone is focusing towards that we don't have the supply of the labor. What we can another solution could be just a
We
second.
could be do the
Another
cross training also, no?
Varun,
Train
just a
employees
second.
to
I request Varun.
first we
Let
have
me
to
complete it.
merge with.
Shruti.
First, we have to
One
merge with
solution.
another
See, I'm
company now,
providing a
so
solution.
cross
I'm
training
acquire
providing
some
a
plants
solution, guys.
so that
I'm
we can
providing a
increase the
solution.
We
capacity
have
because the
because
demand
Guys,
is
we are
not.
we need to focus on the arranging of the
This
cash.
discussion is not.
I'm not
The
focusing
demand
towards
is
the
not
problem.
decreased, actually.
I
No,
am
others
providing a
can
We
solution.
do first
Let
identify the
let
problem.
Reddy
do
come
that cross
first.
training
To
with
sell
the
in a
employees.
market.
Let
We
Reddy
can perform the
guys,
multiple roles
Use less
also.
quantity, the market
without
prioritize-
arranging the
have to
cash
mitigate
flow,
the
we
impact
can't-
of the
we
workforce
can't solve the
shortage
problem,
and
right?
ensure
Varun
Yeah,
and
Reddy, you can go
Varun
on.
and Chandra, we
Just a
can't hear
minute, just a
neither
minute.
of
I
you.
think
If
I
you all
think
Am
there
I-
is
am
no
I-
need
Let's
to
go
Can I speak, guys, for a
prioritize.
minute?
There is no
Can I
need to
speak a-
prioritize finance and production because considering FMCG company, there can be
Wow.
different locations of corporate offices and production houses. So there is no need to prioritize that first the finance team will come and do that work and then the production should start. I think both can run simultaneously, and we can give a bit incentive as well to the laborers that so that they agree to migrate. Then
And
talking
even
about
even we can
record
ask,
keeping,
and even
everything
we
can
can
be
ask
kept
our
online on
competitors
the
or our
servers, and there might not be any issue of recording the
and
compliance work.
also
Dave,
Dave
like you
agree,
Agreed
said,
completely
agree,
with
and
Dave.
what
what
Yeah,
we
Dave
can
actually,
do
has
is,
said,
what we
to
can do is,
incentivize
we
the
can
solution
people.
now.
ask our
guys,
We
competitors
want to
Provide
add
what
the
we
employees
want
they
to
have
shelter
right
if
now.
want
they
to add
make
some
also
other
Just
factors.
hello,
we
one
can
by
hire
one
the
person
logistic
So
should
that
partner.
we
talk.
can
Maybe crunch.
we can
We
produce
can hire the
Difficult to
logistic partner
give
also
him-
now.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Work closely
focus
with
on
the team.
Focus on the liquidity
We can
crunch.
hire some of the
Wait,
personnel
actually,
so
Shruti
that
was
Okay,
speaking.
we can
guys.
Let's
produce
allow
more
Shruti to
in this
speak.
Guys,
Why
capacity.
too
only
much
11
If you
minutes are
see,
given for
Keep
them.
mentioning.
if you
Shruti,
if
let
you
someone make a
see,
point
Guys,
and then you
guys,
can go
guys,
ahead.
who they
Nobody
spoke
will.
about?
give them the
Guys,
space
only
to speak.
11
Give
minutes
them
are
proper
remaining.
guys,
space to
This
just a
way,
speak.
minute.
nobody
Naman, you
else
can
will
go
get
on.
a chance.
You can go
Nobody is
on.
audible,
Actually,
yaar.
let's allow like
Guys,
2 points per
first of
Let's
all,
go
person.
ahead.
Okay,
Fine.
let's
because
allow 2
our
points.
Guys,
peoples
2
are
points per person. Can we go to that?
Acha, okay. So guys,
I
one
think the
thing,
most
if you
Reddy
immediate
is
Go
saying
one by one,
action
something.
na.
something
Guys, Shruti is
required
saying
is
something.
exactly, if you can see,
Go
there's a
ahead.
liquidity
huh?
crunch over here.
Right,
So
if
what we
you
can
guys
first.
do,
allow, can
we
I
can
tell in the sequence of who could speak? First, let's Shruti speak, then Gaurav speak like that. If we could just make one
Let's
person.
Shruti is
let's
already
go
speaking, na. Shruti
alphabetically.
is already
Acha,
Let's
speaking, na.
Reddy
Reddy
is
is trying
trying
to
to
the
speak.
speak.
I
inflow
have
comes.
him ready.
Let the inflow comes.
See,
I would say,
If you
okay, okay, guys,
Shruti.
okay,
Go.
and enough of this discussion. I want everybody to focus on solution. If anybody has
so I have
provided
a
solution,
solution.
I have five
exactly, so
immediate
perfectly
points
one
of
of the
What to talk,
solution.
Most
na?
important
First,
solution
all
is
focus on the
I
liquidity crunch.
totally
solution.
agree with this one.
two
moving
peoples are
Just a
We are
10
making
seconds.
this
For the
chaos.
Just a 10 seconds,
Making
guys.
chaos.
for the
back
first
their
point,
home
item, what is
now.
the
Okay,
solution?
let's
Yeah.
allow first Zoran to
Create a
speak
roster.
because in my
Just a
screen
10
he has
seconds.
raised the hand first. So everyone raised the hand.
Shrija, are you in
If
the
others
One
interview
by
have
one,
Not
na.
process?
gonna be
input, also
possible.
get
Go
an
one by
I guess
one, na.
if
Give
two
Zoran has
people
got an
start
opportunity.
speaking,
We
if
can
you all
also
can
take
just
his
decide
input.
who comes
I
next,
just want a 10
I think
second,
that would
then
help.
I will wrap it up
Gaurav,
from my
you have
side.
already
And
spoken. Please let
Gaurav
Reddy
already
speak
spoken.
once.
they
Why?
have
Ready?
spoken already.
well.
Let
Go one
them
by
Yeah.
one, na.
get the
Go one by
chance
one,
to
na.
start.
Who is this?
Yeah,
Zoran, go.
You, Varun,
Reddy,
please
you
go
were
ahead.
saying something.
Fast.
I have a clear cut because first we have to focus and fix the finances. Then we have to fix the capacities because it is clearly shown in that we have to give so much of incentives to the employees or we have to incur more so much of expenditure.
Reddy,
Because
your voice is not audible.
am I audible,
Not,
guys, right now?
Yeah,
now
you
better.
are,
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah. The thing is first we have to immediately we have to arrange the finances. Without the finances, we can't move ahead because it is clearly shown in the financial ratios that we don't have
Solution,
much
brother.
cash.
Solution. We know the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
Please
why.
we
give us
That's
had the
why.
problem, na. We know.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
want
yeah,
to know the
yeah, yeah.
solution.
And
I
then
would
and then we
actually
have to
request
focus.
to
And
speak
then we have to
pointer
focus.
wise.
Days that
And
would
we have to
give
focus
us
alternative
liquidity
procurement.
for some time.
Right now we have a
Look,
huge demand, but the supply is very less. Guys,
So
we
for
have
the
to see we
Solution
have
by
huge
Yeah,
supply, but
demand
the
is
demand.
demand is
Shortage
high,
of
so that
workforce,
we
we
Yeah,
can
can
do
yeah,
the
merge
field
yeah,
work
another
so
Why
I
competitor
demand is high,
so
sir?
that
Why
we
Like
the
can
that.
workforce
produce
is
more.
shift to
Okay,
work?
Solution is
we
just
have
We
a
It
can
is
use
a
the
case
available
where we
capacity.
want to
two
produce
pointer
more
wise.
There
enough
is a social
factory, and some
distancing
of the
guidelines.
people are
This
but
can
back their
ensure that the
homes.
there is
work
a
will
company
continue
would
at the
obviously
highest
No
invest
possible.
in a
one is
CSR
audible,
activity.
guys. No
Guys,
one
Guys,
is
nobody
nobody
is
audible.
is
audible.
Let one.
audible.
Reverse.
Guys, nobody is
Nobody is
audible.
audible.
Nobody
That
will get a
if you
chance
can,
to speak. Let's
so
try.
we can just
Let's give a
try.
chance to
And
everybody so that everybody can coordinate, and
Exactly.
let's not make
guys,
it a
guys,
fish market, guys.
I will
Please.
take a
Naman, you
1 minute,
Guys,
can
one
guys. I will
go.
suggestion
conclude
for
this.
Five
everyone. Let
clear
us
Meg, but
speak.
I
Let's
don't think
points.
speak
And
everybody
pointer
can
wise.
get a chance.
Yeah.
I think
Naman,
everyone
you
has
can
to
go
try
on.
to speak.
And speak in pointer wise, it would be better to
Yeah, guys.
comprehend.
I have three points to say,
guys, I
guys.
have
I
a
have 3
solution.
points to say. First of all, we have to deal with the capacity constraint. That the thing is like, there is a 50% like, crunch going on in the employees. We have to recruit additional employees as many as possible. As already.
Bro, we have liquidity
Bro, there is
gaps.
no
Cannot
point
Bro,
in
Why?
recruiting
we can divide the workforce into
employees.
shifts na,
Cannot
to
do that.
maximize the use of the
COVID-19
available
Because right
guidelines,
now,
capacity. We can divide the
50%
workforce
see
into
that
shifts na, to
Guys,
maximize the
we
use of the
don't have
available
enough
capacity.
cash
I'm
to
not
pay our
able
We
to
also
managers.
also adhering to the
Sir,
social. Guys,
Yes,
guys,
correct.
we
don't
also
have
have to
much cash
establish
to pay our
ready. We
and we
also
have to
divide the
We can't
workforce.
hire.
I want two people to conclude, please.
I'll conclude.
So to conclude,
I will
can I go
conclude.
ahead?
as
I
we
have noted
discussed
down
the
the
guys,
point.
problem,
I
Who
have
has
so
not
noted
the
down some
spoken?
points.
If it's fine
So
with
would
you,
I
solution
like to
was
start?
to start with the increasing the capacity, managing our workforce, but also some of the workforce has migrated, so we can get workers on contractual basis. One of the solutions can be done that. For white collar jobs, we were thinking of giving employees work from home opportunities, so our work can be done, our closing entries situation can be solved. Also, for working capital requirements, either CC or OD can be done, because that's the major issue which we are facing. So that can
Yes.
be done.
Quite agreed with you here. Quite
Okay,
agreed
so
with you,
Okay,
Himani.
so
But
I would
all
also like
all
to
what I
say,
as far
find
as
is
the
that
Anika
labor
also
is
briefed
if
the
we
concerned,
just
topic.
sir,
try to
So let
narrow
me
down the
proceed
entire
about
sir,
the
we have
discussion,
topic.
I
decided
all I
to
can
prepare a
guys,
first
we
roster
have
if
to
because
we just try to
conclude. We
narrow
do
down the
not
We
have
have
to
discussion,
to
then
make
discuss
all I
sure.
can say
anymore.
is
First, we have
let's
to
Yeah,
make
focus
yeah.
sure
on
our
Let,
accounting
proposing
let's
entry has
let's
been done
continue,
on
incentivization
guys.
all
audit.
these
Let's
things.
Because we
continue.
are
We
an auditor
we
here.
So
provide
So
the
we
in
need
that
to
you
audit
mentioned
the
about the
center
online
accounting
for
server.
policies.
guys,
Can
we
you
need to
provide me a
continue.
minute
Whoever
so that
has
I can?
raised the
Not
hand, let
continue the
us allow them
discussion.
to actually
Yeah,
conclude. Who
exactly.
has raised the hand, please raise
So
the hand.
Gaurav, please, let
Exactly.
me
So just
conclude.
Yeah, Varun.
Time's up. Chalo, let's go for a feedback. Not happy with the GD, what you have done. The worst GD I've seen, trust me. Fully messed up. Chalo, let's take a feedback. Kind of feedback le lo. I'll tell you how to do a GD. I don't know what was wrong with you guys. ठीक है स्टार्ट करें अच्छा given a chance to select whom would I have selected, I'll give the answer at the end, but I don't know, right? Very poor coordination. I don't know why. The worst coordination, guys. 100 times I've said in the batch also, and also telling you out again, if there is a conflict in GD, you should take a leadership. The worst leadership quality which I've seen is in Shruti. You know why? You got a chance to take a leadership quality. You said, ruko, 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 I'll speak. Arey, bhai, when you're getting a chance, right? When everyone was on a mute, your chance was completed. There was a chaos. You said, ruko, ruko, ruko. You started leadership, then you said, nahi, chhod de. Apna point bolte hai. You could have earned a brownie point, Shruti. You messed up. Twice. 3 times. Number 2, when the preparation time was given to you guys, I don't know what the hell Varun was doing. He has kept his video off. Straightforward reject. Preparation time में आपने video क्यों बंद किया? हाँ, CM Reddy, why your video was off?
Actually,
The
sir, I
preparation
got a
time
call
was given
from
to
the
you.
side.
And also with the Smith, right? When GD was going on, your video was off. अभी आपने 2 सेकंड पहले वीडियो बंद किया था. Straightforward reject. Number 2, वरुण आपने नकली मूछ लगाई थी.
नहीं लगाई है सर, वो एक्चुअल में
नहीं, ये नहीं है. वो आ रही है उसमें.
वो ऑटोमेटिकली आ रही है सर, कोई फिल्टर वगैरह में कुछ यूज नहीं
हाँ,
कर
वो
रहा हूँ
फिल्टर
सर.
लगा हुआ है.
मैंने सब नन किया.
This type of things are highly not tolerable when you're sitting in a professional interviews. Trust me, this was an interview for Americo. Right? मुस्कान तो पता नहीं शक्ल देखने आई थी, है ना? मुस्कान तो शक्ल देख के गई. नमन भी शक्ल
Sir,
देख
I was not able to speak only. I've had all the
सर मैं
points
बोल
written,
रहा था
but I
that does
couldn't
not matter
speak
ना.
it. Yeah.
इंटरव्यू में फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. When the GD is going on, if you have a point, if you don't speak, you're straightforward rejected. Amrita straightforward rejected. Right? मैं HR रहता, मैं तो मुंह पे बोलता, Amrita, so sorry, thanks for coming in, straightforward rejected. Amrita, please try it after 6 months.
Sir, I couldn't speak only.
Whose mistake was this? This was my mistake, right?
No, but the mess was such.
So what? It's always going to be there. Mess is always going to be there.
सर मैंने काफी ट्राई किया बोलने का, मतलब वही है कि
That
जब
does
मैं
not
बोलने जा रहा था
matter.
सारे
That
एक साथ ही
does
बोलने
not
लगे.
matter. That does not matter. Number 1. Right? वो फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. You should have taken a leadership quality. You should have gone one by one. Right? You should have asked them, ki, guys, let's go one by one. Right? Let's go sequentially. Let's raise a hand. Let's go one by one. Let's everyone speak for 2 minutes or 1
I
minute. Many
tried
people are
saying
there.
this.
You should have said it twice. Everyone would have got a chance. Nevertheless, let's start. Right? GD was supposed to be start at 7:57. Right? Intentionally, I've kept all the mics on mute. I was only the first person who have put a message was Anshika. So Anshika got a first brownie point because she put a message on the chat, sir, can't unmute. Right? That was a .7 point this. Then they have put it out. बाकी लोगों का ध्यान ही नहीं था. Others lost a time. Anshika got a first brownie point because of this. Then I unmuted every one of them. Everyone had an equal opportunity. She took the first chance, so she got a second brownie point here. बाकी लोग को 0 points, she has a 2 points. She started with the case study based group discussion round. Have we discussed the case studies in class? The answer is yes. 1000 बार बोला हूं, when you are discussing a case studies, how do you start with? How do you start with? You start with a problem statement. Where was a problem statement, ma'am? You started with a good problem statement, but the problem was you not concluded it out. That is second. Read the case study very properly. It says, suggest the 5 major points. 5 points. I नहीं ma'am आपके. Please understand, you had 3 brownie points. First, for unmuting, putting the sentence in the chat. Second, for unmuting yourself first. And third, by speaking something great which was not there, which others had. But what went wrong? You did not conclude it well. Your brief was very long. How do you do a case study based GD? In the present case study, there are 5 major problems. And to solve this, I have 5 major solutions. Khatam. The 5 major problems are first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Right? You should have highlighted the problem first, then you should have spoken for the solution. Right? That was a expectation which is there. Right? So you should have started with this. What you could have also used, I have 5 major problems in the case study. You should have use your hand gestures. If someone is disturbing you, you got disturbed at the end and you did not conclude it. You said 2 points, you like, bas khatam. Right, Anshika, आपके पास बहुत अच्छा brownie point था. आपने miss किया है, right? Which is there. You should accept it and you should learn it out. Right, but given a chance to select one of the candidate, you would have been one because of this 2-3 reasons. Second thing which I didn't like about you was your GD was done. You saw there was a kiosk and you know that there might be a kiosk, right? And after you saw the kiosk, you could have taken a good leadership skill here, saying that guys, let's go one by one. Let's raise our hands, and those who want a chance can speak for 1.5 minutes or 1 minute.
I've said this thing 2-3 times.
No, saying is not going to be helping you out till the time it is reacted, right? Actions speak louder than words, right? तो वो आपको करवाना था जब बीच बीच में पॉजेस आ रहे थे. जैसे श्रुति ने इतना अच्छा कंट्रोल लिया था. Zorin had a very good nice voice. Zorin can control the audience, right? That is what I felt, but Zorin did not do this. He raised his hand, but he could have said it out, guys, let's go one by one, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is there, है ना? तो Zorin, ये चीज तुम्हारे अंदर बहुत अच्छी है कि आप लोगों को चुप करवा सकते हो by your voice, and that is how you pitched in by the second. I really liked your voice in the entry. But you know what is the problem with you? The time you entered, your points were not that great. Points नहीं आया यार अच्छे. आप कुछ तो बोल रहे हो कि हार्ड कॉपी को सॉफ्ट कॉपी में बदलो. अरे 1000 बार बोला हूँ केस स्टडी जीडी में. Whenever the case studies are discussing, what you need to do is you need to identify the problem statement first. किसी ने problem statement बोला ही नहीं. Bottleneck of a case study. फिर उसके regarding solution, then you could have said the points which is there. डिस्कस करेंगे केस स्टडी अगेन डिटेल में. आफ्टर दिस इज डन, राइट? अरे श्रीजा, तुम तो अलाउड ही नहीं थी जीडी में. श्रीजा पीछे से बैकग्राउंड वॉइस दे रही है. आप तो लेट आई बेटा. आप अलाउड ही नहीं थी पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए.
Okay, so
Right.
that was the problem.
So sorry, no problem. Right, next was Himangini, right? Where is she? Himani, right? हिमानी जी, आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड विद यू. आपने तो सिर्फ म्यूट करके अनम्यूट करके छोड़ दिया, मुझे ऐसा लगा जीडी में, राइट? एंड आफ्टर दैट इज डन, एट द एंड यू कंक्लूडेड वेल. तो इसके वजह से आपको एक ब्राउनी पॉइंट मिला है बिकॉज ऑफ योर कंक्लूजन. But the conclusion was not up to the mark, but still because you have concluded, and that is why you'll get a 1 brownie point. Zorin get a 1 brownie point because of the good voice and good pitching, right? Which is there. So you can calculate your points. Anshika have 3 points. Zorin have 1 point. Himani have 1 point. Anshika, आपका filler word है आ. You have said 4 times आ आ आ आ आ आ. I don't know what is there with आ in your life. ठीक है, तो you need to solve it out. I don't know why. You need to practice your communication. Please do it. After this is done, Shruti, right? Again, I told you, your again filler word is आ. पता नहीं तुम्हारे लाइफ में भी आ से क्या है, right? आ जा, ऐसा कुछ है क्या? नहीं है ना? हाँ, I don't know why. I've written it out. Not taken a good leadership skills. Not happy. Right? Leadership skills अच्छे नहीं थे. Points भी अच्छे नहीं थे. सबसे बुरी चीज आपने पता है क्या कर दी जीडी में? You said as Anshika said. ले लेते हैं अंशिका को ही ले लेते हैं आपकी जगह. आपको क्यों लेंगे? आपको तो अंशिका के पॉइंट अच्छे लगते हैं, राइट? जाके देखना यूट्यूब लाइव पे, राइट? यूट्यूब लाइव पे देयर इज देयर, राइट? एज अंशिका सेड. हा, एज अंशिका सेड क्या बेटा? 1000 बार बोला है. मुझे तो फील हो रहा है नॉट चेक द सेशन ऑन जीडी व्हिच वाज देयर इन द क्लास. एज अंशिका सेड क्या होता है बेटा? हाँ, और उसके बाद वाले एज श्रुति सेड. अरे एज श्रुति सेड क्या होता है? अरे दूसरे का नाम दोगे तो दूसरों को सिलेक्ट करेंगे ना, आपको क्यों सिलेक्ट करेंगे? हाँ, एस एस श्रुति सेड, अंशिका सेड नहीं होता बेटा। लीडरशिप स्किल्स में श्रुति, यू नीड टू वॉक इन राइट विच इज देयर, यू हैव अ रियली गुड वॉइस। आपने एंड में सबको ऐसे कंट्रोल भी कर दिया था, बट आप बह गई, पता नहीं कहाँ बह रही हो बेटा। अगर एक अच्छा लीडरशिप गेन कर लेती है ना, तो आपको 2 पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं, 3 पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं, क्योंकि डिस्कशन बहुत खिचड़ी हो गया था।
हाँ एक्चुअली मैंने किया था, एंड दे आर लाइक, सुनने से पहले दे आर लाइक कि नहीं
अरे तो
हमें
तुमको
लीडर नहीं
फटाफट
मानना
बोलना
है।
चाहिए ना, वैसे 2x में सुनती हो तो 2x में भी बोल लिया करो। नहीं,
वो थोड़ा फिर प्रेजेंट कैसे करती।
which was there next I think स्मिथ यार, मुझे 2 चीजें गलत लगी तुम्हारे बारे में। तुम ना बार बार पिच इन कर रहे थे, बहुत ज्यादा प्रोब कर रहे थे, विच वॉज वेरी मच इरिटेटिंग। और सबसे अच्छी चीज तुम्हारी ये थी कि तुम्हारा इंग्लिश बहुत प्यारा है भाई, बहुत प्यारा इंग्लिश है तुम्हारा, राइट? तुमने रूल ऑफ 3 भी यूज किया, राइट? एंड ये चीजें अच्छी थी तुम्हारी, है ना? तुम डिस्टरबेंस कर रहे थे, इंग्लिश बहुत प्यारा है तुम्हारा। एक निगेटिव पॉइंट है, इंग्लिश इज गुड, एक ब्राउनी पॉइंट इस वजह से मिलेगा। यू हैव यूज्ड अ रूल ऑफ 3, बहुत प्यारा लगा मुझे वो। बट आई थिंक आपने पहले बोला था 5 पॉइंट्स, आ गए आप 3 पॉइंट पे, 3 से 5 हो गए तुम्हारे, पता नहीं कहाँ से कट गए भाई।
वो
राइट,
दो मेरे को सेम लगे, मैं ओवरलैप कर दिया, फिर मुझे हिट किया, बोला ठीक है अभी किसी ने, आपने सुन लिया, मुझे लगा किसी ने स्पॉट नहीं किया।
हाँ बेटा, डैडी को सिखा रहे हो तुम, है ना? तो ये
इसलिए
मुझे सही नहीं लगा, इसलिए तुमको आधा पॉइंट देंगे, तो 1.5
सर मेरा
पॉइंट।
क्या हो रहा था ना सर, जो आपने वो बोला ना प्रोब का, मैं ट्राई कर रहा था लीडरशिप लू, लेने जाओ कोई और ले लेता था लीडरशिप तो प्रोब हो रहा था बार बार, वो ले ही नहीं पा रहा था।
शांत रहना भी जरूरी है कभी कभी।
हाँ एक्चुअल में लीडरशिप ले रही थी तो बार बार स्मिथ वॉक इन कर रहा था, दैट
हाँ, तो
वाज
क्लियरली
नॉट
विजिबल था,
रिस्पेक्टफुल आई गेस। हाँ
दैट
तो
वाज
वो चीज।
क्लियरली
हाँ हाँ
विजिबल स्मिथ। तो आपको
हाँ
1.5
गॉट
पॉइंट
इट,
मिला है, बट आपको 1 पॉइंट इसलिए जा रहा है क्योंकि आपने प्रोब कर दिया बहुत ज्यादा, तो आपको
वो गॉट इट।
1 आपका स्कोर है, ठीक है? देन आपने रेशियोज की बात की, जो काफी कम लोग हाईलाइट कर रहे थे, बट आपने इंडस्ट्री रेशियो बोला ही नहीं एफएमसीजी का। इंडस्ट्री रेशियो क्या है? कंपनी का करंट रेशियो, क्विक रेशियो देख के क्या करोगे जब तक इंडस्ट्री का नहीं पता? हाँ बेटा, केस स्टडी पे दिमाग लगाना होता है, यू नीड टू पुट योर एनालिटिकल माइंडसेट, ठीक है? तो विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। नमन जी, आप शायद फोन से कनेक्टेड है, ऐसा मुझे फील आ रहा है।
नहीं नहीं,
नहीं, लैपटॉप से।
लैपटॉप से, लैपटॉप से।
तो ये आई थिंक दैट वाज देयर। और आपका तीसरा पॉइंट बहुत ही बेकार था, आप जाके चेक करना क्या पॉइंट था, बट दैट वाज रियली बैड।
ये मेरे को सब आ
कमिंग टू
गया
द
समझ में।
महक, महक जी कहाँ चली गई? महक जी, आपसे बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशन थी, आपका वॉइस भी बोल्ड है, यू कुड हैव यूज योर वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन महक,
Right.
है ना? आपका वॉइस सच में बोल्ड है, आपका आपको नहीं पता है तो कभी
Sir,
चिल्ला के देखना अपने डैश पे।
I panicked in the GD midway and I just stopped.
That is
Like
not
I
a
was
solution. No, panic is
saying
not a
the,
solution.
I
Imagine that
know.
this would have been selection for a
Yeah, I
management
understand.
company with a package of 24 lakh rupees. क्या करती?
Yeah,
हाँ,
you're right.
that does not work. आपने भी बोल दिया एश श्रुति सेठ, हाय 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 हाय, गजब। और सबसे बढ़िया रूल ऑफ 3 बोल रहे, तीसरा पॉइंट मैडम भूल गई।
सर वही बोला ना, पैनिक करके मैं भूल गई एकदम से पॉइंट, तो दैट वाज एकदम से आई डोंट नो, इट हैपेंड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, सो
मैम
सॉरी।
आपको जीडी की शीट दिया ना, आप जीडी की शीट यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं फिर तो। दिखाओ क्या
हाँ,
नोट्स बनाए, नहीं दिखाओ दिखाओ दिखाओ, कहाँ नोट्स
आई
बनाए?
मेड नोट्स बट आई मेड इट इन अ
नहीं नहीं
नोटबुक।
नहीं नहीं, आप दिखाओ ना, दिखाओ। वेरी
नोटबुक
वेरी गुड, आई एम रियली प्राउड ऑफ यू। तो हमने जीआर की नोट्स क्यों बनाया बेटा?
सर वो मिल नहीं रहा था अभी।
घुमा दिया।
नहीं मिल नहीं रहा था अभी, घुमाया नहीं है, वो पड़ा हुआ है, उसको उठना पड़ता लेने के लिए।
ये क्या बात हुआ यार, ऐसे मत
सॉरी
करो।
सर, तो वो एकदम से स्ट्राइक नहीं करे, आई एम सो सॉरी।
अरे यार, आप जीडी के लिए आ रहे हो तो प्रिपरेशन तो करके आओगे ना, ऐसे थोड़ी
यस
आओगे
यू
यार।
राइट, यस यू
हाँ?
राइट।
ऐसे मत करो भाई, ऐसे मत करो।
हाँ सर, नेक्स्ट टाइम से नहीं होगा,
रूल ऑफ
वेरी
3 आपने
सॉरी।
बोला, आपको इसलिए 1 पॉइंट मिलता है, बट आप तीसरा पॉइंट भूल गए तो हाफ पॉइंट चला गया इसलिए।
ओके।
एस श्रुति सेट बोला इसलिए हाफ पॉइंट चला गया, तो 0 स्कोर हो गया आपका। देन बाकी तो आई थिंक पॉइंट्स वर डिसेंट इनफ, पॉइंट्स में तो उतना ठीक ही लगा मुझे, राइट? तो आपका स्कोर इस वजह से 0 हो जाता है। देन गौरव पे आते हैं, गौरव भी आजा आजा, है ना? 4 बार तो आ कर दिया तुमने, ठीक है? पॉइंट्स बहुत ही बुरे थे तुम्हारे, और तुम भी है श्रुति से, पता नहीं श्रुति की अलग फैन फॉलोइंग बन गई है यहाँ पे, ठीक है? तो गौरव वो
एक्चुअली सर assumption वाला जो पॉइंट था, मैंने assumption वाला पॉइंट बोला, और मैंने सोल्यूशन, फर्स्ट सोल्यूशन मैंने दिया था ग्रुप में, किसी ने सोल्यूशन नहीं दिया था, तो उसी वजह से सब एज श्रुति सेट कर रहे थे।
अभी सोल्यूशन ही दे रहा था, लेकिन सबको प्रॉब्लम ही रिपीट करनी थी 40 बार।
हाँ, तो वो चीज होता है ना, तो इसलिए क्या होता है कि टर्न डिवाइड करना होता है आपको,
यस सर।
आपको स्मार्टली बोलना होता है, राइट, विच शुड हैव बीन देयर, है ना? ठीक है, तो यूट्यूब पे कह रहा है ये सस्ता बिग बॉस है, ये नालायक लोग हैं, सिखा रहे हैं इनको, टेंशन मत लो, राइट, सब गलतियों से ही सीखते हैं, ऐसा कोई नहीं है यार, तो पैदा होके सीखा नहीं है बेटा, अगर आप पैदा होके सीखे हो तो भैया ठीक है, आपको फूल चढ़ा देंगे और एक पीछे लाइट लगा देंगे आपके पीछे, और क्या।
सर बट एक चीज बताओ, आप बोल रहे हो कि एज श्रुति सेड है कोई भी उसको रेफर नहीं करना चाहिए, बट डजंट इट शोज गुड लिसनिंग स्किल्स दैट यू आर काउंटरिंग देयर पॉइंट्स
कंक्लूजन
और यू आर
में
एडिंग?
आपको, आपने सेशन अटेंड नहीं किया लग रहा है फिर मेरे को, तो कंक्लूजन में आप बोलो व्हिच इज देयर, राइट। अभी आपको मैंने
ओके
नोट्स में भी आई थिंक दिया है, मेरे को पेज नंबर याद नहीं है, उसमें देखो कैसे इंटरवीन करते हैं, लिखा हुआ है वो। पेज नंबर कौन सा है बताओ?
48।
अरे मैडम के पास तो नोट्स ही नहीं है, अरे सॉरी।
तो
पेज
हड्डी आ
नंबर
रही है, वो
48
बता दिया,
सर।
बता दिया उन्होंने, और कैसे?
सर
हम
हाँ
याद है
सर,
पेज नंबर।
आपने
हाँ
बोला था कि कुल मिला के दो बोला था, एक आपने ऐसा बोला था विद, ऐसा बोला विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट और करके यू कैन स्टार्ट, कि अगर आपको कंटिन्यू करना हो किसके साथ, और या फिर आई एम अफ्रेड, आई वुड लाइक टू डिसएग्री, ये भी आपने सिखाया था, दो बार दो चीज बोली थी
तो
आपने
गौरव जी,
इन योर सेशन
आप,
बोला था।
हाँ,
हम्म।
तो गौरव जी आपके पॉइंट्स में तो मजा नहीं आया, सिर्फ आवाज बुलंद लगी मुझे पूरे डिस्कशन में, ठीक है, और फिलर वर्ड्स ज्यादा थे, दैट वाज देयर। नेक्स्ट आते हैं सीएम रेड्डी, पता नहीं भाई, वो तो खुद ही को बोल रहा है कि खुद ही सुन रहा है, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज देयर, उसका वॉइस ही ऑडिबल नहीं है, जनता बता रही कि तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही है, ऐसा तो हाल है सीएम रेड्डी। हाँ, आई टोल्ड 100 टाइम्स चेक योर माइक, एंड इफ पॉसिबल वो चोच वाले हेडफोन ले लो, इफ पॉसिबल।
Think there is a issue with my mic.
हाँ, तो दैट डज नॉट वर्क ना बेटा,
Yeah,
राइट।
yeah, yeah.
जीडी में आप बोलोगे कि देयर इज अ इशू इन माय माइक बिकॉज ऑफ व्हिच आई डिड नॉट गॉट सिलेक्टेड।
After like listening to, I just kept my mic little bit
मैं
adjusted.
सच में बोल रहा हूँ बेटा, हेडफोन्स अच्छे रखिए प्लीज अपने पास, राइट,
Okay,
वेयर
sir.
द क्लियर वॉइस इज देयर, इन इफ पॉसिबल वो माइक वाले आते हैं ना हेडफोन्स, कैन हैव दैट आउट, थोड़ा सा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, इट्स इन्वेस्टमेंट नॉट फॉर मी, फॉर योरसेल्फ।
Other than that, sir, anything is can I?
तो आई डिड नॉट लिसन ओनली ना व्हाट यू सेड,
Okay, okay, sir.
दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम,
Okay.
right, that is there. Dave, I was expecting a lot from you. I think you had a good points, you started speaking it out, but you stopped very early, right? And so that is there, you didn't spoke much.
सर वो जो पॉइंट चल रहा था मैंने उसी में सजेशन दिया, तो फिर क्या मुझे सब
वही
सारे
है ना,
पॉइंट्स एक बार?
ऐसा नहीं है ना, तो you could have gone step by step. Guys, according to me, just to highlight on, right, just to highlight on, there are 5 major problems which I could have I see in the current case studies which are there, and for the solution for this, there are 5 major solutions.
Okay.
Right, that is there. फिर आ गया हिमानी, राइट, हिमानी got a good chance. She concluded it not that great, but ठीक है, she concluded it anyways, so that is there. फिर उसके बाद second conclusion हुआ ही नहीं, which is there.
I
हिमानी,
was trying to
Everyone is fighting,
continue,
sir.
but
वो सारे
everyone
साथ टूट
pounced
गया ना
on
फिर।
again.
5
And
points
I'm
were expected in a conclusion but did not came through. I think 3-4 points में people started pitching it out. देखो
Yes.
यार, रोकना, लोगों को रोकना भी एक कला है, राइट, और एंटर करना भी एक कला है, you should be smart enough to do that, right? And once others are disturbing, you could have said that, if you don't mind, Naman, can I just conclude my 2 points? After that, you can continue.
Okay.
Right? एकदम प्यार से बोलने का. Let's see it out. Please understand, this is going to be coming through a practice. A lot of companies, right, are going to be doing this.
So can you also ask people to say their points, like just say 1 or 2 points, because then everyone takes that attention by speaking
No,
5
so
points
why
or
you're
3 points.
stopping others to speak less? What I'm trying to say is, you don't have a right to stop others.
Okay.
You speak what you have. Let others speak what they have. Right, and
Okay.
this was, trust me, is not a good discussion out. Given a chance to selected, right? I think score किसके कितने सबको पता है. I think अंशिका का score अच्छा है, तो she would have got a chance. Second किसका है? Was second highest 2, right? Zorin. कितना score था तेरा? 1 ना?
आपने मेरा नहीं बताया।
तो मेरा 1.5 था, पता नहीं।
तेरा
स्मिथ
1.
का माइनस भी कर दिया था ना, लेकिन आपसे तो वापस से
तेरा तो
हाफ पे
माइनस
आ
करके
गया।
0.5 आ गया ना, लाइक स्मिथ.
सर आपने
सर,
मेरा
मेरा
नहीं बताया।
हाँ,
2
तुम्हारा
का
तो -100.
1.5
श्रुति का माइनस में था, सर ने बोला था।
श्रुति का तो भाई एक
मेरा
job
मेरा
था।
मेरा कितना?
तेरा भी नहीं पता।
जिसका नहीं
सर
पता
मेरा भी नहीं बताया।
जिसका नहीं पता उसका 0 है, नेगेटिव है। नालायक, तू बोल क्या रहा है? नमन, तू तो बोला ही नहीं, तेरा क्या स्कोर बनेगा?
सर बोला मैं, सर कोई किसी ने सुन नहीं रहा, मैं तो क्या मैं बोल रहा था मतलब जब बोल रहे थे बीच में सीएम रेड्डी बोल रहा था, बीच में केजरीवाल टूट पड़ा, उन्होंने जब डिस्कशन हो रहा था ना तो मैं बोल रहा कि हाँ अभी बारी आएगी, केजरीवाल
सर ये
बोला मेरी बात
पॉलिटिकल
बोल
लग
लियो,
रहा है।
मैंने बोला ठीक है
सीएम
चलो
रेड्डी,
फिर।
केजरीवाल,
सर
पूरा
मेरे कुछ
पॉलिटिकल।
क्वेश्चंस हैं।
Yeah, sir, before that, one small question. The time when I was monitoring, was that sounding too rude or was that considered good? I wanted to
Sorry,
just, when I was trying to monitor the people,
why are you monitoring the people? You're not there in a GD
But
only.
you were not in the JD.
I didn't
थे
realize
भी
it when
नहीं।
I joined the GD because my
अरे
network.
दो
Okay.
तीन, अच्छा इस वजह से भी 2 दिन बैकड्रॉप आ रहे थे जो थे ही नहीं, वो भी एकदम पीछे से नालायक, मैं बोलूंगा नालायक को।
Yeah,
Sir,
Then-
because when I was
sir, I
trying to
have few.
monitor,
हाँ ठीक है, we'll take the doubts, right? We'll take the doubts.
so when I was trying to monitor, sir, was that considered like good or was it sounding rude? Like
अरे
when
you, अरे anyways this is
बहुत
not
रूड भाई, बहुत
in a
रूड,
real interview, no? If you're there, you're
बहुत
there.
रूड।
If you're not there, you're not there, no? ऐसा
हाँ,
थोड़ी होगा कि आपको देखने के लिए रखेंगे, आप देखिए ऐसे, अच्छा लगेगा तो बताइए आपको कैसा लगा। हाँ,
just for improving, sir. Thank you.
ऐसा नहीं है यार, मेरा तो दिमाग ही खराब हो गया ऐसे जीडी देख के भाई। वैसे अगर दे पूछा जाए किसको सिलेक्ट करते तो मैं किसी को ही नहीं करता, बट अगर कंपनी प्रेशर डालती मेरे पे कि सिलेक्ट करो तो आई वुड हैव सिलेक्टेड 2 people आउट। ट्रस्ट मी, आई नो others are feeling bad, but you don't have a choice, you need to feel bad. Hey, learn from mistakes, yeah, simple.
Yes, sir.
No one is
Yes.
perfect, but learning is important, right? If this, देखो ऐसा जीडी होता ही है, I've literally seen it out, right? A lot of GDs are going to be very chaotic, but you guys need to prepare. Those who are watching this, right? I'll be really happy if you guys prepare well, because your preparation will define your success, guys.
सर तो
And this is going to be solved by
इंटरव्यूअर
a
इंटरप्ट नहीं
panel
करेगा?
only. हाँ,
इंटरव्यूअर इंटरप्ट नहीं करेगा अगर इतना क्योस हो जाए उसके बावजूद?
डिपेंड्स करता है, राइट? मेरे जैसे नालायक रहे तो मैं तो कंक्लूड ही करवा दूं, या तो फिर मेरे जैसे कुछ अच्छे इंटरव्यूअर रहे तो दे कैन सी दैट गाइस लेट्स गो वन बाय वन, राइट? दोस हैव नॉट गॉट अ चांस विल स्पीक नाउ, ऐसा भी होता है। या तो फिर इंटरव्यूअर बोलता है कि लेट्स गो सीरियली, अमृता, देन मुस्कान, देन गौरव, इस तरीके से भी जाता है, राइट? बट वो देखता रहता है कि अच्छा लीडर कौन है, राइट? बिकॉज अभी आप सीए हो यार, दैट इज व्हाट दे बिलीव। तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन मूड ऑफ अ इंटरव्यूअर, अगर बीवी से झगड़ा हुआ है तो वो कुछ भलता ही टॉपिक दे देगा, राइट? दे माइट गिव यू अ टॉपिक लाइक एनीथिंग व्हिच इज रिलेटेड टू current affairs or news or anything, or some fancy topics. It's very depending on the things which are there.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. It is a good to have a calm and adding on the points and taking taking some lead of someone adding points, being a calm and allowing other to speak.
What is the golden rule of GD?
No one will give you
Nine. Not was the session only. Have you watched the session?
Yes, I think 60%.
What is 60%? There's nothing out of 60%.
Uh,
Either you've done it or not done it. Simple.
Okay.
Huh? You need to be calm but not quiet.
You need to be
You need to
confident
be-
but not rude.
Okay. CM Reddy, what are you doing?
Right now, sir.
Huh?
I have some business
A business is okay. That is always gonna be there. You
right
need
now.
to prepare, yeah, man. Come on.
Sure. So I will take, I know,
Good
2-3
to-
days after JR complete. I just need to sort it out something I will get
सर
on.
पर वो जीडी
2-3
वाला
days.
सेशन अभी हमारे कोर्स से हट चुका है, वो जो आप बोल रहे थे ना वो खाली उसी दिन के लिए था आई थिंक, अभी
नहीं तो
अभी नहीं दिख रहा
It's there.
है। आई लव
है भाई, है इसमें थे वहां पर।
सर मेरे क्वेश्चंस हैं कुछ।
आपके क्वेश्चंस पूछिए कुछ।
सर सबसे पहला ये था, इन द स्टार्ट ओनली यू सेड कि डोंट जंप टू कंक्लूजंस, ठीक है? तो हाउ अप्रोप्रिएट इट वुड बी कि
हाँ।
अगर मैं स्टार्टिंग में इंट्रोड्यूस करते, मतलब
हाँ,
फर्स्ट
तो आई
टाइम ही
कुड हैव टेल यू। अब देखो, सबसे पहले क्या थे? सबसे पहले केस स्टडी पढ़ते हैं। मैं सिखाता हूँ कैसे जीडी करा जाता है। केस स्टडी खोलते हैं। सबसे पहला दिमाग में क्या क्या आना चाहिए? यू आर अपॉइंटेड एज अ सीनियर एसोसिएट इन रिस्क अश्योरेंस डिपार्टमेंट। रिस्क अश्योरेंस डिपार्टमेंट मीन्स, अरे बोलो।
इंटरनल ऑडिट।
Internal audit.
ठीक है, चलो इंटरनल ऑडिट में सीनियर एसोसिएट हूँ। ऑपरेटिंग देयर बिजनेस इन एफएमसीजी सेक्टर। सेक्टर क्लियर हो गया?
यस सर।
ठीक है। following issues are there. सबसे पहला, entire population schedule is disturbed for being an industry, है ना? क्या मेरी प्रॉब्लम है? नहीं, पूरी इंडस्ट्री की प्रॉब्लम है. Government guidelines allow to company to work, but it has to adhere to a rules of a social distancing, which forces a companies to operate on 50% capacity. ध्यान से सुनेंगे. कैपेसिटी कंपनी का रिड्यूस हो गया है, right? They cannot work on a 100% capacity. Now what they can do, say for example, मैं अगर दिन में 100% capacity पे यूज करता था, तो I could have focused on multiple shifts which are there, right? So that even if my capacity is 50%, but देखो say for example पहले मैं 70% capacity यूज करता था, but I was working in single shift, right? Where I was able to produce a 70 units. Now I am going to be working in double shift with a 50% capacity. ठीक है, तो मॉर्निंग में प्रोड्यूस करूंगा 50, इवनिंग में आई विल प्रोड्यूस 50, टोटल प्रोडक्शन 100. समझे क्या? अब क्या मेरे को प्रोडक्शन का दिक्कत है, किस चीज का दिक्कत है? लास्ट लाइन में लिखा था, सिंस एफएमसीजी इज एन एसेंशियल सर्विस द डिमांड हैज नॉट फॉलन एज सप्लाई हैज. मतलब क्या, डिमांड इज मोर, सप्लाई इज लेस, तो आई नीड टू प्रोड्यूस मोर, राइट? बट कैपेसिटी मेरी 50% ही रहेगी. नाउ सेकेंड, few people of labor workforce have migrated back to their home. अब पहला सॉल्यूशन मैंने दिया कि कंपनी विल वर्क इन अ डबल शिफ्ट, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज आई डोंट हैव अ लेबर. हेलो, देखो बॉटलनेक आइडेंटिफाई करके आपको प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना है इसमें. अब लेबर फोर्स घर जा रहा है. व्हाई लेबर फोर्स इज गोइंग होम? ड्यू टू कोविड. दे वर स्केर्ड, राइट? नाउ आई नीड टू सॉल्व द सेकेंड प्रॉब्लम फर्स्ट बिफोर सॉल्विंग द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम. अगर आपने फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम पहले आंसर कर दिया, मतलब आपने सोचा ही नहीं है केस स्टडी ढंग से. तो सबसे पहले यू शुड हैव सॉल्व द सेकंड प्रॉब्लम.
Yes, sir.
How I would retain the laborers, because if the laborers are there, of course I can ensure that the people are working on double shift. I could have provided the laborers a good accommodation facility.
So I propose food, shelter and medicinal facility. I even said that we're amidst a corona crisis. तो अगर medicinal support दोगे, shelter दोगे और proper food दोगे, तो लेबर रुक जाएगा. 50% ज्यादा वैसे भी काम नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो उसी पर काम करना है. बट वही था कि
हाँ, chaotic में it does not sound so well. You need to be smart enough to see it out. The second problem was supposed to be said first before the first problem. Now next, compliance is becoming difficult since the staff was absent. Everything boils down to the employee. Yes, the employee एक मेरे को bottleneck लग रहा है. Right? Record keeping is becoming difficult even though the deadlines are extended by the government. It is buying the client a very short amount of a time to ensure that the deadlines are met. अब देखो ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? Because of a labor force, right? Because of the things which are there. Now, इसके लिए I could have set up some remote facilities for my employees so that at least the compliance are not hampered.
Yes, sir.
Compliance के लिए don't need to come to office, right?
Cloud
Something
computing
software के लिए you could, हाँ, so that is there. Next, clearly mentioned, a liquidity crunch is creating a huge bottleneck in the payment process, and transportation is also slowed down majorly. Now, what is the problem here? Liquidity crunch is a
Liquidity
bottleneck.
crunch.
दो मेजर बॉटलनेक अभी तक के मुझे दिखे हैं. फर्स्ट इज लेबर फोर्स, सेकंड इज लिक्विडिटी.
Liquidity.
You should have spoken about this. कि भाई, how could I ensure that the liquidity is met? Now to check the liquidity out, there were some ratios given here. You could have used this ratio nicely, which very few of you used it out. Second, no one checked the industry average ratio for FMCG industry, right? Then you could have given कि how we can solve the liquidity crunch. अच्छा, one good thing you could have said is, I don't know, one of the people have said it, कि you can have diversification option where you can also manufacture the components like sanitizers and stuff, where the easy cash flow is available.
Yeah, I mentioned it.
हाँ,
Sir,
तो you could have also, this is what a lot of FMCG's companies did, right? आपने कभी सैनिटाइजर के दुकान में खड़े थे, right, खरीदने के लिए, और बहुत महंगा था तब.
Alternative procurement.
हाँ, so that is one good solution. We could have solved a cash flow problem. We could
And
have
like
PC and OD facility which is there. I know few of you have added it. Right, keep it to yourself.
Sir, I suggested वो डेटर्स क्रेडिटर्स को पेमेंट थोड़ा लेट कर देते.
Negotiation
That was
करके.
there, no? That was of course there. I shown in one of the case study based problem which is there, कि how you could solve the case study based, how you could see in the credit payable days have increased. MRF का दिखाया था ना मैंने आपको, how to read a financial statements में.
तो वो पॉइंट यहाँ मेंशन
You
कर
could have
सकते
put it out. You could have put it out.
Okay.
Next, the audit of financial statement has to be done. But since the lockdown was implemented in March and accounting staff was not able to make a closing entry verify the correctness of the balances, which impair the audit processes, and since the financial statements to be provided are not ready. So of course, what we could do, we could go for a subsequent testing, right? Adjustments in the stuff, and we could have given the ask the auditor to go and check the subsequent entries in the balances which are there. So for every problem, you need to have a solution, but two major bottlenecks were there where you should have spoken about it. In the current case study, I identified the two major bottlenecks, which are related to liquidity crunch and relating to the labor problem. To solve this problem out, if those two problems are solved, all the five major issues will be other two. Okay. And then looking at the above issues, you need to conclude starting 5 immediate actions. है ना, स्टार्टिंग 5 immediate actions that need to be taken बोला है. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसके रिलेटेड ही आपको सॉल्यूशन बोलना है गाइस. This people got confused also. You need to give the actions related to which a company should do. ठीक है, so that is what it is. So I think this was a very simple case study out which you could have easily done it, but nevertheless, right, we'll be expecting more that you will be practicing it out. The people, those who are watching on YouTube, it was also a learning for all of you guys, right? मुझे पता है कि वो chaotic situation में देख के कुछ लोग को मजा आ रहा होगा, but guys, please understand, I've seen a lot of GDs where people are messing up to a large extent, and GD में यही होता है, practice नहीं करोगे तो you'll flunk up. ठीक है, so that is there. YouTube वाले, तो अगर आप बैठे हो, right, if you have any more queries and doubts, you can put it out in the comment section. We'll be happy to cover your doubts which are there, right? अगर आपको कोई भी doubts रहे, queries रहे related to this GD or anything related to GD, you can put it out in the comment section. We'll be happy to cover it out. ठीक है?
Thank you.